It's time to hear your thoughts, our viewers. The phone lines will be opened and the numbers will be displayed on your screen. Do well to call us in or send us a WhatsApp message. Now, across Nigeria today, the conversation around state police has taken a new level of urgency. A series of disturbing attacks in the past few days has once again exposed the weaknesses of the country's centralized policing system. And many Nigerians are now asking whether the time has finally come for each state to control its own security architecture. In Niger State, more than 300 children were abducted from St. Mary's Catholic Primary and Secondary Schools in Papiri, one of the largest school kidnappings since the Chibok girls. In Kebbi, 25 girls were taken from a government secondary school in Maga, where the vice principal was killed during the attack. In Kwara, gunmen stormed a church in Eruku, killing 3 people and abducting worshippers. And just this week, 5 police officers were killed in Bauchi, while 12 female farmers were abducted in Borno. Now, some of the victims in Kebbi and Kwara have been released, but the Niger school children remain in captivity. Now, for many Nigerians, these incidents are a painful reminder that insecurity is not only spreading, but becoming more brazen. Security analysts say these attacks highlight a deeper structural problem, a single federal police force stretched thin across 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. They argue that a decentralized system could respond faster, gather better intelligence, and understand local terrain in ways federal operatives often cannot. Now, this week, Southwest governors renewed their call for the urgent creation of state police. After a closed-door meeting in Ibadan, they declared that the move can no longer be delayed, emphasizing coordinated operations and joint intelligence as part of the solution. Their stance has been echoed by other leaders, including Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Saleh, who says 35 out of 36 governors have already agreed in principle that state police is necessary, but that the National Assembly must give the legal backing. Still, not everyone is convinced. Some analysts warn that without proper funding, professional training, and genuine political will, state police could become just as ineffective, or even vulnerable to political abuse as the system Nigerians are already struggling with. So what do you think? This morning on Daybreak, we're asking state police, is it overdue? Would it make you safer, or are the risks too high? Our phone lines are now open and we want to hear your thoughts this morning. You can also send us a WhatsApp message to share your thoughts. Really, state policing in Nigeria, is it overdue due to, the incessant attacks that we're having all over the country?
I believe at this point that is just one of the alternatives that should be taken for Nigeria. Usually, for example, in the United States, most states have their own security or police outfits for the state. But here in Nigeria, we have to look at different factors, as you mentioned earlier in your introduction when it comes to proper funding, professional training, and a genuine political will. That in itself is quite important, that
Very
genuine
important.
political will.
Yes.
So that if they do actually create state police, they would not be used for the benefit of those in charge of the states, which are the governors and,
Absolutely. We have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Thank you for calling in. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good morning. My name is Comrade Bam. I'm calling from Kaduna State.
Thank you for calling in.
Thank you for joining us. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Thank you. The topic of discussion this morning, the state policing, is a welcome development. But then we have a big question here at stake to ask. If truly we want to involved in the state policing, what is the tendency for efficiency? Are we capable of running those state policing? That is my big question. So in my own opinion, I don't buy the idea of state policy. The federal government should rise up and do the needful. The security of a nation, lies on the nation. So in my own opinion, I do not buy that idea because of efficiency And then politics, the way we play politics in this country is very alarming. So I don't think there are going to be any efficiency. So that is my take this morning. Thank you for the opportunity given.
Thank you for calling in
much.
and sharing your thoughts. A lot of Nigerians would tell you that, state policing is a good idea, being that, we have these insecurity issues that we're facing in the country. And one of the reasons why people are really looking up to state policing is because, they know the terrains, they know the community, they know the people, they know every single person that is coming out, from every family. So they will be able to, get enough information.
It gives me one bone to pick on, but
we have Shatima on the line. Good morning, Shatima. Thank you for calling in.
Good morning, Maimuna. Good morning, Hauwa. Good morning, Trust TV. Good morning, Nigeria. This is Shatima Yakudima calling from Maiduguri.
Good morning, Shatima. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Thank you. Honestly speaking, as my brother that just dropped the phone, or have made, I think he have concluded everything. The fear is not the creation of the state police, but rather, our governors, are they sincere to run the state police? Are they very sure that they will not turn that state police into a political instrument? That's the question that we ask ourselves. By the time this state police was created, if they give them power, I think they will abuse it. Because the governors are not sincere. Honestly speaking, it is very few among them that they have their people at heart. What they are after is to maneuver things the way they think they will be, it will benefit their political interests. That's the number one agenda they have. But if not, it's still, like I used to say, the way that here in Maiduguri, we do civilian JTF, why stop other states not to do it? By the time they created state police, you will see abuses here and there. God forbid. But I think it is good to create other means to empower the soldiers that they are doing this job. Because the things have been going out of hand. Honestly speaking, the insecurity is too much. You cannot travel here and there, just you are bearing in mind what will happen to you. So our market is not going, local market. All routes have been blocked by these bandits and Boko Haram. So things need to be called into order. But is that state police can be a solution? How sure are we that these our governors cannot turn these state police into something else? That's the question that we used to ask ourselves. Truly, honestly speaking, it is even overdue, as you write it on your screen. It is even overdue because we are looking for a solution for these long problems. These bandits they are doing what they and what they are looking for is soft target. As we used to say, let's relocate all our schools to big cities and let security be fixed to them. We thank God our president now have said it will withdraw the policemen from these VIPs. Who is VIP? That's the question that we need to ask ourselves. People turn these resources of this country into their own personal use. What is VIP? VIP, but every citizen is a VIP. As far as I am concerned, every citizen is a VIP. Provided you are paying your tax regularly, you are a VIP. You are also an important person. So what the problem is, if at all this state police was created and they give them power, I think this power will be abused. So God forbid. May Allah restore our peace back. May Allah secure this country. Thank you so much and have a nice day.
Thank you very much,
Shatima, for calling
for that.
When you listen to, Shatima and the previous caller that called before him, and also, the grievances of Nigerians concerning state police, everybody is skeptical about
how they are going to be utilized.
We have another caller on the line.
Ladies, how are you?
Good morning, Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning, Maimuna and Hauwa.
Good morning.
How is Nigeria this morning?
Good.
You guys are enjoying yourself.
Oh, fine.
Nigeria is good so far.
Police, is it overdue? My own suggestion is this. I agree to some certain extent with Shatima, but others, no. The National Assembly, I think it's wake up. And I advise the DSS director, the man is doing a good job now. I on National Assembly members and check a communication. If they are a sponsor of this bandit among them, they should pick them up. Because why blocking it? When 35 governors agree something, why is National Assembly delaying it? If there are no sponsor, my advice to the president is this. Southwest governor has spoken. If you don't want state police, don't allow us to use our Amateku to use AK-47. If you don't allow them to use, just allow them. Once you allow them, if you don't want police, no problem. I guarantee you, I will go down drastically. Amateku, they are trying. They are the best in Southwest now, especially in those states that our late governor has established. Because they don't rely on their gun. They rely on the traditional power that God has given them. So, if you don't want to state police, you can change it and call it state watch. So remove the word police and call it state watch. So pass the National Assembly, pass the act, and let it become law, so everything can have state watch. And give them, because they know the terrain, it's local people. In Europe here, we have community police, we have community police. So it's very important because people are dying. They are dying. Only a woman that will feel it most. Because you go back to a child, he grew up, and somebody was kidnapped and pregnant her. Inquire the kidnapped yesterday again. I mean, it's all over the news everywhere. How long are we going to survive this? So the president should wake up. So National Assembly passed a law that you remove the word police, state watch. They can harm them at the JTF. You see? So, and because VIP, if you see convoy of Atiku convoy, the car following Atiku is more than 50. I saw this morning online, I was shaking. Somebody who has retired, not vice president. Wow, she was go through 2 cars. Can you imagine? So who will pay for those police? You know, they like the same thing. So they should withdraw those things and reduce it. Not totally, but just reduce it. And give them a few, guide them, because VIP is important. And that's why I say I describe you in Shatima. Not everybody is not VIP. If you get to the airport, you buy local ticket, you sit down there. Those who buy business will go to business lunch. So that's VIP. God bless Nigeria. Good morning.
Good morning, Ade.
Thank you so much for that. Maimuna, earlier you made mention of, the state police, if, it being put in place and them being recruited, they would know their area, the terrain as well. But one thing that I always say that is not being asked is, are Nigerians ready to enroll or to sign up for the state police, or even the recruitment, the 30,000 that are meant to be recruited into the Nigerian police force? Are Nigerians ready for that? Do they still have confidence in the country? Do they still have confidence in the process of, our security in Nigeria?
Honestly, Hauwa, that's a very big and interesting question, because when you go through social media, most especially most especially when there's a topic out there talking about, the policing, the recruitment and all of that, and then you see what Nigerian youths are saying, you would find out that at the end of the day, nobody wants to go into any security agency because they don't trust the process. They don't even trust that the government would, protect their lives and give them the befitting welfare that they deserve. But then we have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Thank you for calling in. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning, the two Hajias. Good morning, Trust TV. Good morning, Nigeria. My name is Abdullahi Abubakar, calling from Makurdi, Benue State, good basket of the country.
Good morning,
Abdullahi. Go ahead with your thoughts.
And this, if it is not because of other people's thoughts, this program is supposed to be end by now. Because what the first caller said and what Shekima said, that's final. Honestly, our state governors are just paying the main salary of their staff, surplus of paying the governing policy. Have they paid their arrears? If those people, if the police, state police has been said, which finance are they going to finance it? Inside which account? Federal government account or state account? Look, let's be sincere. We have intelligent military in this country. All our uniform men are very, very intelligent. They went outside the country, they fought war, they came back successfully. Is it our own in our own state country that we cannot manage it? See? These people, the Senate House, the House of Reps, I'm sorry, they are not serious with our lives. The military cannot take care of us. Then why not employ those our villagers that we have been fighting for them? That whenever they kill them, we are in pain. We inside the state headquarters, whenever they kill our people in the village, we are in pain. Why not the governor do something with those people? Equip them, finance them, let them face those bandits and the Boko Haram issue in the bush, so that this matter will come to an end. If you remove all this security that follows these big men, they have enjoyed their life inside air condition. They cannot do anything inside the bush. Let's be sincere. Let's be sincere to ourselves. All those people that you withdraw them from serving other people, you take them to the bush, they cannot do anything. Their system that are inside AC for quite long. So they cannot do anything for us. So this country, to my own advice, it needs prayer. And let's finance our local vigilantes, support them, equip them, and to be sincere. They will work harder than the uniform men that they are going to withdraw from the state and take them to the inside the bush. They will surprise people. They will surprise Nigerians. If not, what is happening with us? We have war helicopters. We have our fighters get up. All this cannot dictate anything. Every day they keep on kidnapping, keep on killing here and there, north, south, east, and west. And no state that has no military, and things are not going smoothly. Look at our DSS, they're very, very intelligent, that they can take any action and do all other things. Money has been wasting all the time. So I'm praying for Nigeria, for God to give us more peace and more life, and give us better peace and harmony. Thank you, Trust TV. Thank you, Nigeria.
Thank you
very much for that.
Sharing.
We've heard all these grievances, understanding that Nigerians do not trust the system anymore when it comes to implementation as well as funding. First off, as mentioned in the introduction that you did, where are these funds coming from? And aside from that, the state governors, are they going to be capable of making sure that they put to use the state police as they're meant to be done, not for their own benefits? And aside from that, understanding that police have been recalled from VIPs to go back to their duties, there's a question there. A lot of Nigerians would say that would they be able and capable of going back to their normal duties, because they're now used to a different type of service, a different type of life. But then that's why there's reorientation and retraining as well.
Absolutely.
But we still have to understand the number of police that we have in the Nigerian police force will not be enough. As the former AIG we had yesterday on set right here said, that it is one police officer to about 650 Nigerians. So the 650, was it 1,000 Nigerians? So that number is quite alarming, and the difference is quite there. But I believe we have some WhatsApp messages.
Yes,
right
but before then,
way.
I just want to add up to what you've said concerning funding. You know that there are some states that are still struggling to pay salaries because these states are poorly funded. So when we look at
where
this,
is the money going? What are you doing? There should be detailed accounts of all the funds, the federal allocation that you're getting, and aside from that, some states do generate internal revenue for themselves as well. So what are you doing with all those funds?
Absolutely. And then at the point where states will be allowed to have their state policing, where will the funds come from? Where are we taking these funds to put in to make sure that these police officers will be comfortable? Because first things first, that person needs to be very comfortable and certain that he has the tools to do his work diligently before he or she can be able to go to the forefront and do that. Yes. But then we have another caller before we take our WhatsApp messages. Hello, good morning. Thank you for calling in. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. We can hear you.
Yes, I want to contribute on this topic.
Please, what is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Jacob Aziz from Jos.
Thank you,
Good morning,
Jacob, for calling in.
Thank you for calling in. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Thank you very much. This is a very interesting topic and it's apt in the sense that right now the state police that we are talking about, it is not going to be easy. Some states up till now, their staffs are suffering. No salary, nothing. If state police are created, how are we sure the state governors will be able to maintain this state police? That's number one. Number two, the federal police that we have today, there are hierarchies in which to engage them in any operation. Now, if you take state police now, who controls the state police? Is it the governor? If it is the governor, I assure you that state police are going to be misused for political gain. This is for sure. Oppositions will be in trouble because they will use them to harm their political opponents. And another issue is not going to be easy because security requires a lot of money to maintain. Look at the federal government. Up till now, police are not well equipped, the federal police. How are we sure that these people will be well equipped, the state police? I buy the idea that the local vigilante that we have in the west, we have Ametekun, in Borno they have the JTS. I think every state should be able to have such an organization in order to aid the federal police with information, intelligence, gathering, and so many other things in order to really have a headway in the evil that besiege the country at the moment.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling in.
Maimuna, one thing I would say that has not been looked at in that particular perspective is when this state police outfit does, materialize with the way Nigeria is set up and our different states. We have different states that have different tribes as well. And I believe that in itself might bring us together, bringing through, different tribes and coming together in safeguarding those states. That might be able to bring a solution to one particular problem that we do have.
True that. But then let's go through our WhatsApp messages. We have a first message from Shelu Emmanuel Chooks from Taraba State. And it says, state policing is not a bad idea, but how efficient will it be? We need to checkmate these ugly trends. Things are going out of hand. Our vigilantes should also be empowered. Killing of one soul is a concern for all. God will help us. Thank you for sending in your message, Chooks from Taraba State. Hauwa.
All right, we have another message from Be Nation Arc Mac Bello from Port Harcourt, and he says, if the police can be manipulated in the federal level, is it when it's just within the state? Employ local vigilantes to work with the police. State policing will not work. Thank you very much for your take.
All right, we have another message from one of our frequent viewers who is always sending in his message.
Absolutely.
Nandi Better from Oguja. Thank you so much. He says on state police, actually state police is a great initiative and will be a welcome development, provided state governors will not misuse the outfit to fight political opponents.
All right, we have another one from Austin Aga in Gombe State. It says, state police. In other developed countries, state policing has played vital roles in ensuring adequate security to the community. The fear that it will be abused by governors are just mere political distractions. It's long overdue. We pray for peace in Nigeria. Thank you very much, Austin, for that.
And Mohammed sent in his message from Yola. He says, good morning, Trust TV. Creating state police could lead to further manipulation and politicization of security agencies, potentially exacerbating existing tensions. I suggest that the focus should be on reforming the existing police force rather than creating new structures. Regards. Thank you, Mohammed from Yola.
All right, we have one from David from Akute, Ogun State. He says, good morning. State policing is the best for immediate and quick response against insurgency, if only it's not manipulated by some government officials. Thank you very much. It seems like everyone's concern is the manipulation of that state police and, the misuse of the state policing by the state government.
Okay, we have another message from Suleiman Bashir Abba, and he's sending in his message from Federal University Wukari, Taraba State, Nigeria. And he says the state governors will misuse the police for selfish interests based on politics, ethnicity, religion, and the like. Recruitment of the police will be biased and consequently abusing the security infrastructure, creating more insecurity and crisis. Thank you for sending in your message.
All right, next up we have Adamu Muhammad Usman from Kappenhausa in Jigawa State. He said, good morning, everyone. I said it loud and clear that anything that can be put in place to reduce or stop insecurity in Nigeria is a welcome idea. But in other ways, I don't second to a state policing simply because it will not bring positive result. The citizens will cry woefully because the state policing would be abused. It will also be politicized. Some criminals or hoodlums may be used and supported to humiliate the opposition party's members. Somehow, innocent citizens may suffer as well. We all know what is happening about local government elections. The ruling party always have it. The opposition does not have or win a single seat. So capital no to state policing. Please let the government at all levels do the needful to end insecurity, but not by creating state police. May Allah come to our aid. Thank you very much, Adamu Muhammad Usman, for that.
I have a message from Solomon Udukang from Akwa Ibom, and he says, state police, now how sincere are state governors to manage this institution, this country? The more you look, the less you see. Thank you, Solomon, for sending in your message. Keep the messages rolling in so that we can go through them and also share your thoughts to every viewers. It is very important that we know that, this issue is for every Nigerian to contribute concerning it. Hauwa?
All right, next up we have Mr. Shoyombo Tolani from Abeokuta, Ogun State, and he says, good morning, Trust TV crew. The issue of withdrawal of police officer from the VIPs is a welcome development. Sometimes I do wonder how we get there. I remember those days when I used to travel from Kano to Lagos by night bus. Very interesting experience, but today the story has changed. From your introduction, we have 300,000 police officers, and I believe this message is from yesterday's show.
Yeah,
apologies for that.
We have Golton Ilya from Bauchi, and he says, good morning, Trust TV. The state police issue is long overdue. Like Shatima said, we need state police, but the political actors might abuse it. Though the federal police have been in one way or the other been used by the political actors, but I think the problem is a lack of holding political actors responsible for such actions. That's why people are not having confidence in the creation of state police. Honestly, we have been politicizing virtually everything in Nigeria, and we would find it very difficult to do that, which is right. Thank you, Golton Ilya from Bauchi.
All right, next up, we have a message from Ibrahim Ahmed from Yola. He says, good morning. Our politicians love creating institutions that they cannot fund. Have the governors looked at the resources required to establish a state police, buildings, logistics, salary, equipment and armaments, training and salary, etc.? We're always looking for quick fixes, which fails in the long run. How many governors are paying the 70,000 naira minimum wage today? How does state police solve the ongoing insecurities in the country? Nigerians must love the country before these problems would be solved. Let all of us stop corruption and these insecurities would come to pass. Thank you very much, Ibrahim Ahmed, for that.
All right, we have another message from Dr. Abubakar Umar Midarasu. He says, we sincerely welcome the state police, provided it will not be an instrument against oppositions. Security of life is paramount. Thank you, Dr. Abubakar, for sending in your WhatsApp message. Well, yes, state policing is overdue in Nigeria, but that we need to do the right thing at the end of the day, and it has to be implemented in the right way. So with that, we've come to the end of our interactive segment on Daybreak this morning. To everyone who called in and sent in their WhatsApp messages, we say thank you for always sticking with the show.